Usually the first thing, most of you probably already know this, but the first thing you're gonna do with planetary imaging is go outside, look at, right now Saturn is up, look over towards Antares. Antares looks like a strobe light. Take your equipment, take it back in the house, and watch reruns of CSI Miami. That's probably the first thing to do. And if you want to try to take an image, you can go ahead and try it, but usually it's pretty futile. The second thing is, especially if you have an SCT and if you don't have an observatory where it's outside, and even if you
Could you start over?
Anyway, so where was it? Oh, you
SCT.
Yeah, you got an SCT, and you have to take it outside from inside. The number one thing you want to do is cool it down. Trey's got a cooler that I use that goes up inside, and I usually leave it in there for about half an hour to 45 minutes. Trey has a little observatory in his backyard, and he still uses the cooler, and that's just equalize the temperature of the secondary, the primary, and the corrector.
What's a manufacturer, distributor?
No, cat cooler, it's called cat cooler.
Yeah, it's OPT sells them.
Okay.
Where I got that one.
This,
Depends on who you're gonna use it with.
I'll tell you that, so I'm here to provide comic relief. So Pat poo-pooed these things for years.
Yep.
And wouldn't get one, which means that I wouldn't get one. And I was always complaining about my sky conditions sucking, and because I live up in Oceanside, and he got one of these things unbeknownst to me.
Yeah, but how did I find out about it?
I don't remember how you found out about it.
Well, there's a gentleman in the Philippines who is
Oh.
probably the
Christopher Go.
Yeah,
He swears by it, and we were like, whatever.
Yeah, we were giving him a bad time.
You know, he's got perfect skies and all that stuff. But he swears by it, and then Pat secretly started using it and then telling me about it and then producing some really great results. I'm like, what the F, man? And he said, well, maybe I got one of those cat coolers. And it is the greatest single advancement that you can make, period. I mean, period.
Does it vacuum the air out or
It
blows
blows
it in?
it
Blows it in.
It blows it. What it does is, if you look at the end, okay, there's a fan and a filter
Okay.
here, okay, and it blows it and it comes out these holes sideways, so that it circulates the air. And then when you put it in your either 1.25 inch or a 2 inch, the air exits out through these notches.
I see.
Is it a thermoelectric cooler?
No, it's just
Just a fan?
air, just
Okay.
ambient air.
Okay.
And when you do your telescope, you want it level.
Yeah, best.
Yep. And it takes a while, but when it reaches equilibrium,
Does it-
the only thing we can tell you is it's worth its weight in gold. It
If
really
you,
is.
a lot of times, if you look at and defocus a star, you're going to see like a little hole,
Little chimney.
or a little chimney in your star at the top. When you get done with that, that'll be gone.
Yep, it eliminated my chimney, and I'd seen that for 2 years.
How do you know when it's done?
No
Good
chimney.
work.
But no, I after about 45 minutes, it's about, it's equalized.
What if you don't have an SCT?
Well,
Everybody's got it.
Fans, whatever you got, the important thing is to keep it.
What do you have?
No, that was just for comic relief.
Oh.
Weren't working with a Newtonian.
I was warned about it. Okay, now, you probably know this too. The next most important thing is collimation. And it's worth taking all the time needed to well collimate an SCT or a Cassegrain telescope. It took me quite a while to figure out how to collimate the Coon, but we finally got it. But it's worth every bit of patience that you have. Now, the way I do it is I have, in the back of the telescope, I put a flipner Trey's got, there, I put a flip mirror,
Flipner?
okay?
So I can look in.
Return on investment.
It is.
Been doing too many capexes, Frank.
I just pray.
Thank you. Thank you.
The image I'm gonna show you tonight is not a great image, and I did that intentionally so that you can get reasonable results from it. Now, fire capture, no, the flip mirrors aren't. Oh, the other thing, yeah. The other thing that is almost a must, I mean, you can do it without it, is an electric focuser. So that you can just do the tweaking of the focus without shaking the telescope. It's almost a must. It's a good program, it works very well and everything else, once you get the hang of it, I just took me a while to figure it
It's
out.
not prone to crashing, right, once it gets going with the camera?
If you don't set like the USB traffic right, with the camera that I have, and with this old computer, and they warn you about it with fire capture, that if you have an older computer, you may not be happy with fire capture. So I have tweaked it to where I don't really have a lot of trouble.
Okay.
And it will run this camera and or the,
Yeah, the imaging source software,
so you have to download fire capture. And what I've done, you got turned around here, because,
Is it pre?
huh?
Is it the pre one?
yes.
Probably.
Pre-1953 to the left?
These are record stacks. Yeah, this one, okay, yeah. All right, this is the image I'm gonna process for you tonight. This is the raw video. Now, what I've done is it's a 2,500 frame file. I've dropped it down to 100 just for time, because it takes a long time to process it. So all we're gonna do is process 100 images. Or 100 frames. So this is the start, or this is the raw. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this program here called PIP, Planetary Image Preprocessor. And the link to get this is a free software.
Pat, can you do that thing up
No, I can't. Oh, wait a minute.
here?
Wait a minute.
There you go. Now we can see it.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up. Okay,
What's
this
the
is, go ahead,
What's the purpose of this program again?
well, I'm gonna show you. Okay. This is called Planetary Imaging Preprocessor.
Oh, we're off to the side again.
Oh, okay.
Just a little bit. Oh, right there, that's good.
Okay, it's loaded it in, it's showing it 100 frames, the original was 2,500 frames. So what I'm gonna do, input options, I just leave as default. Processing options, well, wait a minute, source file. First thing we wanna do here is click that it's Planetary. When we do that, some things happen over here. I leave everything because it's a color image, color frame, color image and everything. And what I do is I center object in each frame. I enable cropping, and usually I will go, this is the number, 640, oops. 560. Now, am I gonna get the whole planet in there by cropping it like that? We can test the options. Looks like I can. Okay, that's full size. Okay, and so I can get it in there. Quality options. Enable quality estimation. I can only keep 100 frames because that's all I got.
How do you find?
If you have 2,500 frames, I will usually say, okay, keep 1,800, maybe 2,000, but usually around 1,800 frames. There's an option in this program. What it is this here, enable quality. With this, it's an experimental function, and what it will do is it will double up on sharp frames. And the ones that are not so sharp give you a single, so sometimes your file will get much bigger, you get a lot more frames. And you'll see it here when I do it. So I enable the quality weighing, number of frames keep, everything else is, I'm not doing any animation. I'll put options, or where do you want to save it? Okay, so do the processing. And we'll start. Now it's going through the 100 frames, and again, it's 100, so it goes fast.
And it's gonna use a good frame twice, is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
What does that do for you?
When stacking, it makes a difference because it'll alternate between so-so frames and sharp frames. So the stacking will, more frames, better off you are. Okay, what it's done is it's created a directory.
Pull it over to the side here. Where?
Okay, pip has created a directory. And here's the pip file. All right, let's take a look at it. Oh, see how steady it is and how centered it is compared to the one you saw before? That's what pip has done.
So this is a movie of the frames that it's picked?
Yes,
So it's just stabilizing it?
yes.
Oh.
And what it also is doing is if you take and you make, you have a 2,500 frame and you knock it down to 1,800, it'll keep only the best 1,800
Right.
frames.
Yeah. No, it's not really stabilizing it so much as it's picking the ones that are the sharpest out of the,
Well, and it's centering it. Because it's set center, so it is stabilizing. It's putting
registering.
every image, every frame is
Registering.
being centered.
registering it, right?
You can do all this in Registax if you want, but.
Registax sucks.
This is an AVI file, right?
Yes, but it makes, this is the AVI file.
What happens if you redo that again with that file?
Well, I don't need to know why, but I've never tried it. This is,
Because it's still little.
oh, yeah, and that's gonna happen. You're gonna get a little bit of fluctuation.
So-
So you wanna take that out.
So can you go back and show how this AVI got generated? I missed that part.
Let me do something.
No, it's the new file, yeah.
I use pip.
Pull it over to the side.
There you go. And I put the original file.
Agreed.
But that's the original file. And I load it in. The first thing I want to do is check Planetary.
This is the, what, the 2,500?
No, well, it was originally. I knocked it back to 100 frames just for tonight.
Just
If I go
pretend
to
that's
2,500 frames, we're gonna be here half the night.
No, but I mean, this would normally be your
Yes, yeah,
2,500 frames.
Yes.
2,500 frame.
right.
The originally,
Your input, your input file.
Yeah, the original input file. So, all right, so now I have that in there. Input options, I leave at default. Processing options, means I check the Planetary. I'm gonna center it. Enable cropping, I had set 640, 5, 60, test. Okay, so now I see I've got the whole planet in there. Quality. We had set it at 100 because that's all I got. And enable the quality weighting.
Now, if that were your original file, what would you pick still pick the best 100 frames out of it?
No, I would terminate it. A 2,500 image file, probably around 1,800 images. I would take this to 1,800. And because I know there's gonna be some bad frames in there, just with the sky. So, all right, and when it comes to processing and registacks, 1,800 images doesn't get as noisy as 900 images. No animation options. Okay, so do the processing, I'll get it double here, and then start the processing. Okay, that's how I got that one.
So does it store that file somewhere?
Yeah,
Yeah, a new file.
yeah.
There's a new
create
file.
New file.
There's an option in there to where do you want to put it.
Yeah,
So,
never seen that.
what, Pip?
No, I've used PIP, but I've never actually gotten an AV, at least I don't remember it.
What version are you using?
Whatever I downloaded from the internet.
They update them regularly.
Yeah, this is, matter of fact, I just updated the other day.
And it should be, and PIP is good, the one good thing about PIP is when you start it up, it'll tell you if there's a new version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never told me that.
It's because you don't punch, you're mean.
It doesn't like you.
You scream way too much at your programs. Skynet's coming for you first, brother.
Okay, so that was it. This is that AVI that was created, okay?
PIP,
After PIP.
they want to let you know that it's a PIP file.
Well, just a question on your stacking. Why do you pick so many frames as the output? Why 1,800? Why not 100?
Well, if the 100, when you go to process and stack 100, when you process it, 100 images can be awful noisy.
Why?
There's just not enough frames. It's
Not enough
not
frames.
blending. It's not blending well.
The problem is when you apply the wavelet transforms to
Right.
it, you need to have a lot of signal. You've got a very high signal and noise. So if you try to do it with just a few hundred frames, what you end up with is a very limited ability to sharpen it.
Right.
Because as soon as you start, you get this salt and pepper noise pattern on it.
Yep.
And you're hosed.
So I can show you that.
So, I wouldn't do anything less than, maybe 1,200 and 1,800 is, probably better.
And that's a good point, because with this program, you can, if you've got a run of 2,000 frames, you can do these experiments pretty quickly to
Yeah.
find out. And
Yeah.
I think that you're
Yeah.
gonna find the sweet spot is around 12 to 1,800
Yeah.
frames if you're using Registacks because of the wavelets, like you
Yeah.
just said.
Yeah.
But who knows?
And you can see it, he was talking about some of Damian Peach's images. And what I see, the thing that characterizes his images is they're absolutely smooth. I
Yes.
mean, they look
Yeah.
just cream texture.
Yeah.
There isn't one speck of noise in there.
Which is why he's using Hubble images.
Yeah.
He is so full of crap. There's just no way.
Yes. Damien Peach's images are just incredible.
Yeah, but he uses a boatload of frames.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of frames.
So does Christopher Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use really fancy cameras.
Well, not only that, they don't have San Diego skies
No.
or Angeles skies.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can use Registacks if you want. Christopher Go has got me using
Auto stacker?
AutoStacker. It's also a freeware.
That's the first time I've ever actually heard you just call it auto stacker.
What do I call it? Oh,
Effing auto stacker.
we got it now. Stop it.
Just saying.
Okay, so I'm gonna open, and what I'm gonna use is that pip with the planet centered in every frame. There it is. Okay, so it's off centered, that's the way it's going. The planet is all there. Now, interesting thing here is that, how many frames did I save?
100?
100.
Supposedly 100.
100. But I did check that one for the quality wave.
Oh.
And how, where it doubles up on some of them, how many frames do I have now?
175.
175.
So it gave me 75 extra frames. Pipped it. That quality weighing.
Oh.
Well, that runs contrary to what I've been taught. I mean, you can't just take 14 frames of the Trifid, copy each one and use them and stack them. That gives you nothing. That gives you no improvement in signal to noise ratio.
You can take each frame and stack them, then take the stacked one and run it through another procedure, and then stack them again. And it'll smooth them out.
Say that again, please?
All right, let's say that I take and I use CCD ops, and I stack all of my frames in CCD ops. Okay. And then in the process.
Just an average stack.
It's an average stack.
Okay.
And then I use DDP processing on them. Now I got a different image.
What do you mean? Oh, digital photo?
Yeah,
digital darkroom or something?
DDP stands for. What does it stand for?
Digital or dynamic.
Dynamic digital.
Say, dynamic digital.
Basically, what you're doing is you're modifying the pixels so they're no longer the same.
Yeah. And
What do you-
then
what do
stack
you-
it again.
Then you can add them again.
What do you do, change the shape?
Registax has that option. You can process a picture in Registax and then use that picture to reprocess the video that you just processed.
Yeah. I
And
guess-
sometimes it turns out good, and other times, it doesn't do jack.
Yeah, so it's just a weighted average, right? So if you
Right.
average something more towards the better images, you weight the better images higher, and that makes your average richer and the higher quality. It doesn't do a
Yeah.
whole lot for noise.
I've done the Trifid.
Yeah.
I've done the Trifid, and in the process of doing the Trifid, I have run it through CCD ops, and then I did a DDP, and then I took the DDP, the raw image from that and run it over into AIP, processed it in AIP, and then saved it, and then pulled all three, and then averaged all three of those images in CCD ops.
I give up. I give up. Forget I asked the question.
Well, I didn't explain it good there.
Well, yeah, you lost me when you said DDP. I don't know what that
It's
is.
a type of stretching.
It's
Yeah.
kind of stretching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Processing.
So why would you stretch it during the stacking process?
No, you do it after stacking,
You have to stack it. You stack first, then stack.
yes.
What's AIP do for
It's a
you?
different program.
I know what it is, but what's it do for you?
Well, it gives me a different image. It
But
processes
what
the image
process? But
differently.
what functions do you use in AIP?
Stack, same thing.
So you stack it. It's stacking
AIP.
twice now.
Yeah, it's stacked twice in AIP. Once in AIP, once in CCD ops.
That runs so total counterintuitive.
Okay.
I mean, I don't understand the mechanism that's involved. Bruce?
I don't either.
Okay.
I would say, on the face of it, it's not useful for deep sky objects. What I don't know is, I mean, in these cases, you got a very high signal noise target to begin with. I mean, these guys think they're accomplishing something. These guys aren't done. So I suspect it is not a signal noise thing. It may have something to do with how it does the registration or some other part of the post-processing that makes it better for it.
Actually,
But I don't understand it from a math perspective.
Yeah, right in the
There's
software.
no free lunch, right? There is no free lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you read the description, and as I say, it's not for noise, it's to take your best frames and more heavily weight them, so it's
Yeah, but weight them for what?
for sharpness. So basically, if you have sharper frames, they're gonna get used more, so they're gonna have more influence on the final image. But with no effect on the noise, it's just for an image quality.
Okay.
Does it weight them by duplicating them? Is that?
That's all it's doing, it's taking your good images and doubling it up, so you have a more,
So it tends to move the average in that direction?
yes.
Okay.
And that's all it's doing.
All right, that makes sense.
75% of your images.
Yeah. Or it-
Yeah.